Yo YouTube, MV Nation back in another video, and today we have some big news. And most of us know Brandon Marshall is now a New York Giant. So obviously, I was I am a Jets fan. Brandon Marshall had a great first season with us. Last year wasn't the best, so we released him. We released Brandon Marshall, Revis. We released a couple people here and there. Mangold we released. I think there was one more. I don't know why I can't remember who it was. But the Giants do go out and pick up Brandon Marshall. And so far, it's been a pretty interesting first day of free agency here. As we've heard about A.J. Bouye getting talks with the Jaguars. Stephon Gilmore in the talks with the Patriots. I think Andrew Whitworth signed with the Rams, I believe, the left tackle from the Bengals. He signed with the Rams. So, there's been a lot of big stuff. Brian Hoyer was released. Trevor Siemian's in trade talks. Sheldon Richardson's in trade talks. Muhammad Wilkerson's in trade talks. There's a lot of stuff going on right now in free agency. There's a lot of big things that could be happening. And obviously, as a Jets fan, I really wish we went after Tyrod Taylor, but he obviously got his contract reconstructed. But there was so much stuff that just happened, and so far it's been going great. The free agency this year, it's really, really been exciting. Only the first day too. I mean, it's the first day where the contracts were actually able to be released to its actual extent. So now. Back to the Giants situation with Brandon Marshall. They were that one really, centerpiece player away from having that playoff caliber team. Well, they were a playoff caliber team last year, but they were one player away from getting that much further in the playoffs. And I think Brandon Marshall does that. They drop Victor Cruz. They drop Rashad Jennings. And yes, I do have him in this video. I think I changed it later on. I show some of Paul Perkins. But they do drop Victor Cruz and Rashad Jennings. And they go out there and they pick up Brandon Marshall. And obviously Adrian Peterson's been talking about for the Giants. Who knows? Adrian Peterson of the Giants, all he really needs is that one left tackle instead of Eric Flowers in the draft or as a free agent pickup. And this is a team that looks scary again. I mean, the Giants looked great last season, but now you got a trio of Odell Beckham Jr., Brandon Marshall, and Sterling Shepard. This team could really, really be that championship caliber team that everyone's looking for. You still got Brandon Marshall playing with all the heart in the world that he wants because it's Brandon Marshall. This man wants to win a ring. He hasn't won a ring his entire career. He hasn't even been to the playoffs. I don't think he's been to a playoffs once in his career. So Brandon Marshall wants it more than anybody. And this was a young Giants team last year. Their offense had one or two players that have ever been to the Super Bowl, and that was Eli and Victor Cruz, and maybe someone else along the team somewhere on offense. The defense, they've been there, but the offense wasn't many people who have been to the playoffs. And they played and they lost the Green Bay Packers by a good amount. But this year could be a complete different story for the Giants, as now they have that centerpiece in Brandon Marshall. And that's not really like the 1-2 punch. You got a speedy receiver in Odell Beckham Jr. who could be so good, and he really is so good. And then you got a 6'5" frame, 6'4", 6'5" frame, and Brandon Marshall who could really go up there and come down with it. So this Giants team is looking scary. They were looking good last year. Their defense is still great. Their linebackers show that they had the potential to be doing really, really good things. But now it's really time for the Giants to prove why they are a New York team. Obviously, the Jets can't do that. But as for the Jets, we're in the rebuilding stage. Obviously, we have the young players. We have Robbie Anderson. We have Quincy Newell. Bilal Powell showed great last season. And right now, I think we're looking at Brian Hoyer, and we're looking to trade for Trevor Siemian. Otherwise, our final hopes either going to be Bryce Petty, Hackenberg, or re-sign Geno Smith. And I mean, honestly, we have the young quarterbacks. It's just that nothing's been working for us. So I mean, Brian Hoyer is not bad. A lot of people might criticize me for saying that, but Brian Hoyer is not a bad quarterback. And I mean, honestly, we'll see what happens with the Jets franchise. Obviously, Darrelle Revis got into a little altercation with those two people in Pittsburgh when he was at home, got arrested, whatever, blah blah blah. And then the Jets cut him, but apparently that wasn't part of the reason why we cut him. And the Jets right now, I think, have like $37 million in cap space. I think we would have had 45. If it wasn't for the dead space, obviously the cap hit, like us losing the money from releasing players. But I mean, we released players and we've gained $37.5 million, and we really could go for one of those really, really good players in free agency. Right now, it's not looking to be all that great because obviously Stephon Gilmore looks to be shipped on his way. Calais Campbell, I think, re-signed with, I think I saw Calais Campbell re-signed with the Cardinals. Chandler Jones re-signed with the Cardinals. I think Calais Campbell had something to do with the Jaguars, and obviously A.J. Bouye along with the Jaguars. And yeah. What I see what the Jets doing is, though, obviously if the Patriots do sign Stephon Gilmore, that leaves a good cornerback in Logan Ryan out there. And I mean, I don't really think the Patriots are going to sign Stephon Gilmore and then re-sign Logan Ryan, because there's really no point of that. You're going to have, I really don't see the point in that happening. But there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Obviously, we got the draft coming up soon. I think we're about a month and a half away from the NFL draft. I'm really excited to see what the Jets are going to do. I don't know if it's going to be good because the Jets really have not been good in the draft. So we'll see what happens. But honestly, this next football season, complete different story with a lot of different teams. The Giants have that freaking great trio now, and they are really, really looking good, and they are close to possibly having that championship contender team, as their team's looking better than ever right now. The Jets, it's just a rebuilding stage right now. We really got to look to really hit hard on these young guys, get them trained, and see what happens with these young players. That's what the Jets need right now. But honestly, all the other teams in the NFL, I think I covered the majority of the really, really good free agents at the moment. Adrian Peterson, Latavius Murray. I didn't see anything about Latavius Murray out there with any teams, but I didn't see much from him. I know Adrian Peterson was up there with the Giants out in the air, and honestly, we're gonna see what happens. I mean, we're still a far ways away from the NFL season, so we'll see what happens. But as of right now, it's about to be baseball season. I'm a Yankees fan, as long as Matt is, and or not as long as Matt is, but I'm a Yankees fan as well as Matt. So we're both looking for a great season. And right now, the Yankees have been playing great in spring training. So hopefully we can continue that and bring it into the regular season and play good. I mean, we have a young team over there in the baseball, so let's hope that we can do big things. But for the NFL, we're still a whiles away. We got the NFL draft coming up soon. You got Deshaun Watson, Deshaun Kaiser, Myles Garrett. I think Hassan Reddick is his name. He had a great NFL combine. So there is a lot of big names coming into this draft. Hopefully the Jets can land themselves on some good players. So if you guys enjoyed the video and like the type of videos, I made a DeMarcus Cousins one obviously after the trade last week. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and put down in the comments what you guys would like to see in the coming week, guys.